I'm reviewing ToeJam and Earl for the Sega Genesis / Megadrive. There's plenty of reviews on this game already, and most have been positive. And I have to agree, this game is amazing. I mean, I beat it 4 times with each character on the one-player mode. Obviously, I beat it with ToeJam and Earl twice on both. In both worlds, you have a choice. I mean, in the one-player mode, you can play on the fixed world and the random world. And the point is to find, obviously, 10 pieces. And it always goes to level 25. I mean, it can't end earlier. It's in random spots, in random places in the game if you're playing on random mode. But if you're playing on in the fixed world mode, I mean, they're always in the same places. All the pieces are in the same places. All the presents are the same. All the locations are the same. Everything's the same in the fixed world. But the manual for I played the game said the fixed world is harder. I think the fixed world is actually easier. I mean, it says it's harder, but I've had an harder time beating this game in a random mode than the fixed mode. For me, it's harder in the random world than it is in the fixed world. But the game developers think opposite, because it actually says in Wikipedia it's harder in the fixed world. But for me, it seemed easier. But out the 2 characters, it's the same gameplay, obviously. I mean, but I actually prefer ToeJam. I think he's faster. Earl's too fat and slow. I mean, I had a time beating it with him than ToeJam. But about the game, I give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, I don't think I'd ever play this game again. Not because it's a bad game because of the difficulty. It is a hard game. I mean, it took me about 2 weeks to beat this game 4 times. I beat it, like I said, on both worlds with both characters, so I beat this game 4 times. I like the game. I think it's a great game. I mean, I've never played it again because of the difficulty. It's hard and it's tough. But yeah, the enemies I hated most in the game. Sorry, the enemies I hated most in the game was the lawnmower geezer, the ice cream geezer, and the boogie geezers. I mean, they're the hard. Them 3 are the most toughest enemies. The rest, I mean, you shouldn't have any problems with. But if it's your first time playing, you probably get a game over because you have to get used to them enemies and what presents you can use to avoid them. There's loads of good presents you can buy, but there's also plenty of bad, so you have to be careful. And you can also bump in a Father Christmas. If you sneak up on him, he'll leave presents behind. But even he can leave bad presents sometimes, so that's something you have to be careful about. But yeah, it's 25 stages. This game starts off easy and it starts getting harder as the game goes on. The enemies get more smarter and the levels start getting more complex. But yeah, once you've sussed the enemies out, as long as you've got the right equipment, you should get through the game within a few weeks, maybe a few days. I mean, it took me to beat it for the first time about 4 days. I mean, I struggled at first. I had to find what presents were the best, and one of my favourite presents was, I think the name of it, decoy. I mean, that makes an image of you and it fools the enemies that you can get away from enemies quick if you use that. But yeah, most of it is more good presents than bad, but there are a few bad presents. One bad present is don't forget, forget the name of it, Total Bammer I think it's called. It instantly kills you. That's an item you've got to avoid. But the reason also I think the fixed world is easier is because, like I said earlier, the presents, I mean, the presents are always the same, so you'll know which ones the bad presents if you always playing fixed world. Whereas if you're playing in random world, you won't. It's randomised. But yeah, would I recommend this game? Yeah, definitely play it a few times with both characters, maybe 3-4 times like I did. And if you want to carry on going back for more, won't replay it again. I mean, I probably won't play the game again, but I did like the game. It's not in the class of, other games that are completely different, like Streets of Rage or games like that. It's not as good as games like that, but It's better than a lot. It's certainly better than Our Real Monsters, the last video game I reviewed. This game's way better than Our Real Monsters, in my opinion. But yeah, what else can I say? I had fun with this game. Gets annoying as the game goes on when you start losing lives. And there's also something to help random gamers out if you didn't know. If you go to the first level and you've got like rocket skates or the flying item, you can go to the bottom left and go to level 0 and you get lemonade from a geezer selling it and you can get an extra life. But it only works once, you can't keep going back. It only works once. If you went back, he won't give you your life back. And then if you when you fall from level 0, you go back to the level where you were, the highest level. So yeah, even though I'm not going to play this game again because of the high difficulty, I still like the game. I give it a 10 out of 10. But yeah, like I said, that's the main thing to get through this game. Presents. You have to know what presents do what and what items are best and what enemies to avoid. They're the main 3 you want to avoid. The ice cream geezer, I don't think he shows up until about level 15, well at least in my copy. The lawnmower geezer and the boogeyman. I mean, if you can, they're the 3 main reasons why the game is difficult. If it weren't for them, the game would be a cakewalk. And there's an annoying volcano, whatever you want to call it, where there's some enemy that grabs you and knocks you back down when he drops you. A volcano enemy, or whatever it's called. Where he picks you up and knocks you off. That can be annoying, certainly when you know where the exit is and he just... Tornado enemy, you can get right near the exit and then he'll just knock you off. So that can piss a few people off, but that enemy's not too bad because I normally know how to dodge that enemy without being caught off a tornado enemy and getting knocked off. But it was annoying at first till I got used to avoiding a tornado enemy. But yeah, they're the 3 main tough enemies. I've just said the boogeyman, the ice cream geezer, and the lawnmower geezer. And the ending, once you've got the 10 pieces, the game ends. And then you can just walk, your character's talking to random characters and it says the end and then that's it. You just reset the game. It just says resume or carry on, but that's the end of the game. It says the end, so that's the end of the game. So I would definitely recommend the game. Give it a 10 out of 10. It's a great game. Thanks for time. Be time.